I'm going to go ahead and right click on my layers over here, create a new layer. Brick 10. Notice I can grab these curves right here from one layer. I'm going to select these, and then I'll just right click on my layer over here, and I can say copy objects to this layer. So I've made a copy of these and put it on this new layer that I developed or made. So I just have this now. That was layer 9. Here's layer 10. That. So make this faucet piece. Now I know in the bottom of this faucet piece it has to fit this cylinder shape here, right? Let's see here. I can use my calipers to measure the base of this blue piece, but I notice it's kind of 2 yellow bricks tall, so I'm just going to work off of that. Let's see here. I can hide my layers there, get a little more room. Grab this piece and this piece here. Control copy paste. I'm just going to tap that over here. I'm going to turn my grid back on. See that? Hide inverse right now. I'm going to move this part to the center of my grid. So I'm going to type in move, enter, snap to the center. Make sure I have center on my object snap selected. Snap to the center, type 0, enter. Snap that right to the middle. Like that. We'll go to this view here. It's below my C-plane, so I'm going to move this one more time. I'm going to snap to the circle below here, to the center, type in 0, enter, move that up like so. I know from measuring that last part, when I connect this to a yellow brick, this blue piece to a yellow brick, it looks like the edge of the blue almost comes out to the end of the yellow there. Let's do this. I'm just going to measure the wall thickness with my calipers and then offset this curve. So I got 0.89. I'm going to take this curve, do a curve, offset, offset curve, 0.89, enter, like that. And it was about the height of a regular brick. So I'm going to take this as a reference point over here, copy and paste that to the quad over here, like that, enter. Didn't mean to do that one. So got this going on. There's a center cylinder, or that main cylinder coming up. As I draw this, it'll make more sense. Let's see, I got 3.19, so I'm going to draw a circle in the center right here, the diameter of 3.89, enter. I'm going to move this from the center. I'm going to go to a side view, hold shift, tap tab, so I go in lock direction, lock it to there. Take all this and just hide it. See what's going on here. Go to side view. Draw a line here to here, like that. Actually, I don't want to complicate this. I could do a revolve to get this thing, or I could just do it this way. I'm going to take this bottommost piece here, this part. I'm going to do a solid extrude planar curve straight. I'm going to extrude it up to there. So I've got this going on. I'm going to take this, do a solid extrude planar curve straight to here. I'm going to take this piece and Boolean difference out this one, enter. So you have this now. I'm going to drew this guy here. That I'm going to do a solid extrude planar curve straight. And extrude that, around 6.5. I'll just type in 6.5, enter. Extrude that straight up, like so. And then we have that little cap up on top, which is diameter of 4.88. So I'm just going to draw another circle right here on top, center here, like that. Type in 4.88, enter. So I've got this curve here. I'll do a solid extrude planar curve straight and extrude that up, that thickness, which is 1.9. So I'll just type in 1.9, enter. That. Now on this piece, it's not a straight edge right here. So I'll go ahead and do a solid fillet edge. And I can fillet that edge. I'm going to start with 0.1, enter, grab that, fillet, and that's way too small to fillet. I'm going to hit Control Z, solid fillet, fillet edge. Call it 1 millimeter, so I'm going to type 1 in, enter, select the edge. There we go. So let me do this one more time. I'm going to do solid, fillet edge, right here. Click that. It says select edge to fillet. I'm going to select this edge right here, hit enter, and then it gives you a preview of how big this fillet is. I can come in here and grab this point right here, guys, and drag this fillet smaller or larger. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball it with my part here. I think it's somewhere in here. So I got 1.087. That's nice little tool. I can drag it where I want it, hit enter, and it'll fillet that piece for me. Like that. On top, we have that one cylinder coming out of the other cylinder. If I wanted to, I could probably take this guy. Let's see here. Go to side view here. A couple ways we could do this. I'm just going to Control copy and paste this cylinder. So there's two of them here now. I'll move it over here like so. I'm going to use the rotate tool. It's going to rotate this thing from here to here. I'm going to type in move, enter. I'm going to move it from this quad to this quad. So you got this going on. But I want to sink it back into this part. So I'm going to type in move one more time. Move it from here. I'm going to hold shift so I know I'm going this direction. Tap tab to lock it to that direction. I'm going to sink it in here to this quad or halfway through that other cylinder, like so. So you get this. So I lined it up to the top of here and brought it back to right here. Overall, that is, I had to measure that smaller cylinder from the halfway point. The big cylinder out to the end is, I guess, around 6 millimeters. So I'm going to just draw a little reference point so you can see what I'm talking about here. I'm going to draw a curve from this center point, 6 millimeters. So I type in 6, enter, hold shift. We'll go to side view. There we go. Hold shift. Right there. So this curve right here represents 6 millimeters. So I'm going to take the cylinder, I'm going to use my transform tool, or my, scale tool. I'm going to go to scale, one direction, 1D. Scale from here to the end of this. That's the first reference point, second reference point, and then I shrink it down to the end. I'm going to lock to the end of that 6 millimeter line I made. So now this cylinder is 6 millimeters long, like so. And then we just got that one little detail on the end here. So I'm going to do a curve, offset. I'm going to select this. It's not necessarily a curve right here, but it is the edge of that solid, which it will use also. And that just gets offset just a little bit. So it's almost too small to measure. I'm just going to use my through point command and just kind of eyeball it. It's out to about here. Now I'll take this curve, I'll do a solid extrude, planar curve straight to make that end piece, which is 1.79. So I'll just type in 1.79, enter, and get that. I'll grab this, that, and that. These are all solids, so I can use my Boolean command and Boolean them all together. And what happened, so sometimes Rhino doesn't like the Boolean objects that are exactly the same size. So for example, I had taken this cylinder, copy and pasted it, transformed it, and tried to Boolean it to its own self again. It did not like that. So what I'm going to do, take all these and explode it. See what it looks like now. Oh. Explode. Shade it here. Okay. Give me a second, it's been a little while, but there's a way, I believe the normals are flipped on this object so it doesn't render correctly. So I'm going to attempt to fix that here in a sec. I will figure that out soon, but until then, what I would do is just, I'm going to do a surface, extrude curve straight. I'm going to grab the edge of this surface, extrude that out to here, so you get this going on. I'm going to take this surface and split it using this solid, or this surface, enter. Split it again using missing this. Anyway, I extruded this surface out into this surface and then basically split it. And now I'm going to trim away those extra parts and pieces here. I'm left with that. Not ideal. I mean, Rhino should be able to figure out how to boolean two exact objects that share surfaces together, but could be my user error too, but anyway, that's that part. If I go back to before I rotated this piece up, probably come in here and do this to make sure that this is going to work out okay. I'm just going to create a curve from here to here. Basically just created a curve the exact same diameter as the cylinder below it. And all I'll do is I'll just do a curve offset. Just something small, 0.05 for example, something like that. I'll take that curve, which is just a little bit smaller diameter than that cylinder below it. I'll go ahead and rotate that from the center point here, like so. I'm going to move it down, lock onto the quad up here, holding shift so it's nice and straight, tap tab, so I lock into this direction. I'm going to snap it right to the edge of the cylinder, like so, and you can see where I'm at here now. So I moved it down so it's flush with this edge right here. That solid extrude planar curve, and I think it was like 6 millimeters, like so. And now, because this cylinder is just a hair smaller than this cylinder, I can boolean those together. You get something that looks more like that. I go back, do my curve offset, offset curve. I don't necessarily have a curve out here, but I do have an edge in my solid. I select that, and it says, all right, how far do you want to offset that? This is that really small offset, which I can just eyeball with through point here. Say somewhere in there. I can grab that, do a solid extrude, planar curve straight, and make that end piece. Call 1.75. Grab everything and hit Boolean.